What I'm about to read to you is something that was sent to me. I did not write it. I actually don't know who the original author is. I'm not sure if this will happen. I mean, could it? Well, anything's possible right about now. Whoever wrote it is a lot smarter than me. But I believe it's very important to listen to, and I will be reading it verbatim. Are you ready? Here we go. Please bear with me. On April 20th, 2025, the United States may initiate its final steps into authoritarian rule. That's the day Donald Trump's advisory committee is expected to release its findings on whether he should invoke the Insurrection Act, a move that would allow him to deploy the military domestically and allow Trump to impose martial law. And as his 2 months in office have already shown, he won't stop at just a legal opinion. Expect an executive order even that same day or the next, officially declaring the Insurrection Act, restricting freedoms in the name of restoring control of the border and perhaps in blue state cities, and setting the larger plan in motion. Of course, this won't be framed as an attack on democracy. It will be packaged as a necessary response to crisis, as authoritarian takeovers always are. But once it happens, there's no going back. This will be the point of no return. This is how democracy ends. Here's their playbook. It won't all happen in one night. Instead, the process will unfold in stages, each step making resistance harder. Free elections and free press and the right to protest will disappear one piece at a time until there's nothing left to save. Left-leaning and even more centrist people will be alarmed. Peaceful protests will be organized nationwide, as they already have been being organized now, with growing numbers of people joining protests each week. The call to resist will grow louder, and large-scale demonstrations will begin forming in major cities. This is exactly what Trump wants. He didn't invoke the Insurrection Act sooner because he needed his opposition to gather first, so he could use them as a tool for his next step. He also waited 90 days instead of invoking it on day one as Project 2025 recommended, so he would have to have his people in place and remove those who would oppose them in the government, military, courts, and civil positions. His cabal is waiting for a strong reaction. They want massive unrest. They need a justification to kick off the next step in their plan. The protests will turn violent quickly, maybe in a day, maybe during the next big protest the following weekend. It will turn violent not because of the protesters, but because they will have been infiltrated by agents provocateurs from militia groups like the Proud Boys, whose goal is to escalate as quickly as possible and give Trump and his cabal an excuse to trigger the next stage. Expect terrorist bombings, targeted assassinations, or high-profile acts of violence, either staged or exploited, to justify the crackdown. There may even be an extremely high-profile assassination of a leading right-wing leader that changes everything in a moment, and the woke radicals will be blamed, and the country will rally around more extreme measures to bring back order and control. The media will be flooded with images of chaos, pushing the public into a state of fear. Calls for order will follow. Stage 3, Trump has already invoked the Insurrection Act, so now he declares even more extensive and repressive martial law and orders troops into major cities where most oppose him, branding protesters and opponents as seditionists, traitors, and the woke mob. He will call on good Americans to grab their guns, like the patriots of 1776, and join the militias forming to restore order and take back control from the leftist threats. Using militias also gets him around resistance from military leaders who might oppose his orders. The militias already exist. The Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, 3%ers, and others. And they are not some distant fringe. They were at January 6th. The most extreme and radicalized are all released from prison now. They are ready to roll and to answer Trump's call, which they've been waiting for 4 years. This will be framed as helping the police and keeping order. Law enforcement will quietly welcome them, or in some cases, will deputize them with Trump's support. So I'm not going to read the entire article because it is long, but it does go on. It is wild and almost crazy to think that this would be a thing, but like I said before, anything is possible. You can find this article on medium.com. Anyway, it's food for thought. Hope you all enjoy your day.
Hey, shalom, akim, shalom, shalom. Kahalayim la, ala hayanawa, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Shalom to the akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Akwath that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. You Israelite foreigners out there who live among the heathen and who look like those heathen nations, but your lineage goes back to the progenitors of the nation of Israel through the line of your fathers. All right, I want to say peace and blessings to you all. Barakatham. It's your brother Zakaria Allah. All right, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and I pray this lesson be edifying to the Lord's elect. All right. You know, we entered into a time. All right, we entered into a time unlike any other, man. All right, a time unlike any other, and we're about to see, you know what I'm saying, some of the things that was written of in scriptures playing out right before our eyes, man. Okay, let's go here. Let's start at the book of Matthew. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. It reads, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach. All right, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Jumping down to verse 21. "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Right? So as the days go by, you Akim, you Akwath, all right, we inch ever closer to the inevitable time of Jacob's trouble, right? And, you know, the spirit has been moving through the brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Clearly the spirit's been jumping on different brothers to bring out particular lessons as of late. You know what I'm saying? You got I was just listening to one of the brothers, Elder Amawan Gabar, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he's been doing lessons concerning, you know, the constant march towards Jacob's trouble, you know what I'm saying? And Elder Pastor Har, you know what I'm saying, and various other brothers have been going into the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1. All right, why do we keep going into that prophecy? Why do we keep going into all these different things? Because all hell's about to break loose. All hell's about to break loose. All right, and it's going to affect everyone. All right, it's going to affect everyone, and you women are not ready for it. You see what I'm saying? We can clearly feel it in the spirit that this dark day, all right, is right around the corner, man. Okay? It's right around the corner. We can feel it. Like we say amongst the brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? We say, if World War III is this close, if World War III is this close, then how much closer is the collapse of society, which is going to usher in the hour of Jacob's trouble, man. All right? And the hour of temptation, I should say. All right, it's going to usher in the hour of temptation, right? Because according to the prophecies, the time of Jacob's trouble, which encompasses the hour of temptation, all right, that's set to happen before the final world war reaches its climax, right? Right, let's get this here. Let's go to Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. It reads, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, the third woe cometh quickly. But all these different things that Yahawah spoke about, all right, earthquakes in diverse places, all right, nation is rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, okay, you know, the famines, the pestilences, these things are supposed to happen, all right, they happen before World War III reaches the peak, right? So, you know, going back to the video, all right, going back to the video of the gentleman who was reading that article, you know what I'm saying? No man knows the day or hour, all right? No man knows the day nor the hour, but we do know what signs to watch out for, all right? We do know that. And one of the things that was warned to us, let's go to 1 Thessalonians. All right, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Bear with me. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1, it says, but of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right? You know, right now, we got Trump, we got Trump in these talks with Iran, and according to him, it's going well. Okay. Remember, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. All right. So prophecy is telling us that something's going to fall off the rails, man. Something's going to go off the rails. All right. And they're not going to reach an agreement. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things that we have to watch out for, man. Okay. You know, we can't tell you, for example, if Trump is going to initiate martial law, all right, within the next few weeks to months. We can't tell you when. We can't tell you, you know, we can't tell you exactly what time is going to happen, all right? But we can certainly tell you that these tariffs that's in place are going to, they're going to cripple the economy. We can tell you that much. These tariffs are going to cripple the economy, right? We know that that his top officials are set to report to him on next Sunday, I believe it is. Right? Next Sunday, which should be the 20th. Let me check that. Just to double check. Yep. So Sunday coming up is going to be on the 20th, man. Okay? So that's up, you know, that's up in the air. We don't know exactly yet. All right? But we are told to keep on our watch. Remain sober. All right? As a matter of fact, let me continue on. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse, let's go to verse 6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Right? But let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on a breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation. All right? Let's see something real quick. Let's go to Luke. I believe it's in Luke chapter 17. No, that's not it. Let's see. There we go. Luke chapter 21. All right, Luke chapter 21, and let's hit verse 34. It reads, "And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares." You know what I'm saying? The spirit has been heavy on Elder Manatazakba lately to get, you know, get on these reprobates, you know what I'm saying, who constantly go against the doctrine that we the prophets are bringing out. You see what I'm saying? These are individuals who's you know, they got their they got their face in the camera, you know what I'm saying, talking about this false doctrine, you know what I'm saying, follow JC, follow Jesus, you know what I'm saying, love everybody, love, you know what I'm saying. You know, these jokers are drunken, man. They don't want this place to go down, man. They don't want to go back home. You see what I'm saying? They don't want that. They don't want that. They want to sing Kumbaya, you know what I'm saying, and ask Esau to lighten up the pressure with his boot on their necks. You see what I'm saying? That's what they want. That's what Jake wants, you know what I'm saying? We just want to get along peaceful, you know what I'm saying? Just have a little piece of the pie. That's not happening. It's not happening. Right? It says, "Lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life." All right? Many of these jokers got money. All right? They're making money on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They got followings on YouTube. Okay? They don't want to lose all that. You see what I'm saying? These jokers are dross and they got to be destroyed, man. Verse 35, "For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell in the face on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things. And all these things is coming, man. All these things is coming. All right. It says, that shall come to pass. All these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. All right. So we were told not to, not to lose sight of these things, man. So this day won't come upon us unawares, right? Yep. It says, so fighting in drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. You see what I'm saying? So, no matter what these so-called Trump loyalists want to say, this economy is going to fall apart. You know what I'm saying? And I find it very amusing, actually. You know what I'm saying? I find it amusing because if what you see happening to the economy, all right, people are losing their 401ks, trillions of dollars are being lost in the markets, you know what I'm saying? By the percentages of these stock points. You see what I'm saying? If this was happening under a president of the opposite party, all right, these same people, these same so-called Trump loyalists, all right, or constitutionalists, if you will, these same people who are arguing, or shall I say, ignoring the obvious attempt to collapse the system and to bring about social tensions, they would be outraged right now. Okay, if this was under a different president, you know what I'm saying, under a Democrat. Okay, and that lets you know just how effective this whole left-right paradigm really is. All right, as a matter of fact, let's go to Revelation chapter 13. Okay, Revelation chapter 13, and let's hit verse 11. It reads, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, that 2 horns is talking about the political divide. Okay, but now the ones that's in power, they're about to use Trump to get shit popping, man. Okay, they're about to start speaking like a dragon very soon, man. All right, very soon. And going back to the video, the man mentioned something interesting in the video about unaliving attempts. Okay, the ASSINA, TION. All right, just gotta spell it out for you, man, because you know how this algorithm works. But there were actually 2 arrests that recently took place. You know what I'm saying? 2 would-be assassins that were apprehended, right? One was allegedly a teenager from Wisconsin, all right, who deleted his parents. Allegedly, he deleted his parents. Get this, all right? He offed his parents, and he used the money that he had that they had to attempt this operation against Trump. And then, according to the reports, he was planning on escaping and going to Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's wild, man. That's wild. Which I found interesting that they didn't actually name this kid. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the second one, all right, the second would-be assassin, and this guy was an individual from Harrisburg, PA. All right, and Harrisburg, PA is that's like just an hour away from me. You know what I'm saying? It's about an hour drive from where I'm at. And his name is Cody Balmer, right? I'm looking at an article right here. Cody Balmer, 38 years old. All right. Damn, and this Joker look hella old. This Joker look hella old, man. Yeah, that's crazy. Let me show you this guy, man. This is crazy. Bear with me. All right, come. So this is Cody Balmer. All right. And it reads, 38-year-old Cody Balmer of Harrisburg has been arrested and charged with multiple felonies, including attempted homicide, terrorism, aggravated arson, and burglary, following an early morning arson attack on a Pennsylvania governor's residence. All right. This Joker does not look 38 years old, man. Nigga, I'm 38 years old. Why does he look so freaking old? Damn. But yeah, man. That's in Harrisburg, man. That's in Harrisburg. Right around the corner from me. See what I'm saying? It's crazy. All right, in an attempt to try and take out Governor Shapiro. All right. So, it's interesting what the guy, that the guy had mentioned that in the video, that there would be, attempts on the lives of politicians. As a matter of fact, let me get this in the book of 2nd Esdras. All right. 15th chapter. You brothers know where I'm going. 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 16. It says, let's start at verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. This guy invaded the governor's mansion. You see what I'm saying? This guy was bringing out sedition against the politicians, man. And so was that teenager who's attempting to unalive the president. You see what I'm saying? So these scriptures are speaking, man. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see what I'm saying? So this is really happening, man. This is going on, right? So we can clearly see that much of what the man in the video was talking about, is pretty spot on, man. Then on top of that, we already got some economists that's speculating, all right, that gold could jump up $4,000 an ounce by the end of the year, man. All right. It lets you know the climate that we're in, man. See what I'm saying? And that's crazy. All right. America has isolated itself. Okay. And it's now about to eat its own citizens. We about to see some shit, man. Let's go back. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to see this. It's amazing to see all these things come to pass. All these prophecies that's that's coming to the forefront, man. You know what I'm saying? The sedition among men, the riots everywhere. All right? It's about to intensify, man. It's about to intensify. The famines, right? The scriptures say that the storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right? Watch what happens when these tariffs start to affect the farmers. When the farmers are already complaining. All right? They're saying that they're no longer getting government subsidies, and they can't sell their grain or their wheat, their seeds, their hay, or none of that. They can't sell any of that stuff over to China because China's not buying anymore. You see what I'm saying? This is going to be an absolute meltdown. All right? All these things are happening. And the prophets have warned you of all this. The prophets have warned you all of this, man. The true prophets. You see what I'm saying? The ones who will tell you the truth, regardless of our tone and regardless of our delivery. Okay? The ones who will give you the real gritty and won't be politically correct to spare your feelings, man. All right? You know what I'm saying? Just got to keep it real, man. We the ones who won't shy away from the bitterness of the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? But indeed, what we will do is bring out understanding to the mysteries contained within these scriptures. You see, that's our job. All right? What we do will exhaustively teach you the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, our Lord. All right? Those names are what? Yahawah and Yahawashi. Yahawah Yahawashi. You see what I'm saying? We do this thing exhaustively. As a matter of fact, let me look that word up. Let me look that word up. Exhaustive. Exhaustive. All right, exhaustive. The definition for the word exhaustive, it says treating all parts or aspects without omission or thorough. See what I'm saying? Or thorough. Serving or tending to exhaust. Exhibiting all the facts or arguments. You see what I'm saying? We go into the Greek. We go into the Hebrew. All right? Salakia. Bear with me. The AI assist tells me exhaustive means throughout and complete, including all possibilities or details. All right. For example, an exhaustive study covers every aspect of a topic without leaving anything out. All right, without omitting. Okay, so when we say the names, the true names of the Lord and the Heavenly Father and our Lord are Yahawah and Yahawashi, all right, we tell you this with complete confidence because we have done extensive study. We go into the Hebrew. You see what I'm saying? We break down these words like our apostle taught us. All right, there's power in knowing the meaning of words. Why do you think we look up words all the time? You see what I'm saying? When you go into the root words, you go into the understanding of it. All right? And when you go into the understanding of that word, it brings out its force. You see? So, we've done this thing exhaustively. All right? And that's why we tell you brothers and you sisters out there, man, don't just listen to what we say. Don't just listen to what we say, man. Do your own legwork. Do your own studying. You see what I'm saying? You gotta dive into these scriptures yourself as well. All right, you gotta tap into that spirit of the Church of Berea. All right, and what was the Church of Berea doing? They took the things that the apostles were saying. All right, they took them and they went and they searched the scriptures to see if those things were true. You see what I'm saying? They cross-examined. That's what those who are giving you the truth will tell you to do, to go and cross-examine it. All right? Do your own research to make sure that what we saying is correct or not. You see what I'm saying? The truth does not fear scrutiny. Only a lie fears scrutiny. You see what I'm saying? That's why you always see Bishop Nathaniel changing the doctrine every 3-4 months. You see what I'm saying? That's why you see General Yohana always tap dancing, this and that. You see what I'm saying? This is why you see Watchmen for Israel. You know what I'm saying? The dude, Brother Nakwan, he'll go for 5 hours to try and prove that the MOTB that's written of in Revelation 13, verse 16, is not this subdermal device that we all see that's coming to the forefront and becoming mainstream. You see what I'm saying? This is why. All right. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to discern these things for yourselves. All right. Who's truly teaching this word and who's not? All right. We're the ones that's going to warn you of the dangers that's looming. Okay. As the watchmen that the Lord called us to be. Let's go to Ezekiel real quick. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. See what I'm saying? Give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. You see what I'm saying? So we're telling you these things, we're giving you these warnings, while all these false prophets are trying to sell you gimmicks and soothe you to sleep with their false doctrines, man. You know what I'm saying? You got these jokers out here who's rapping and dancing at their Passovers, man. You see what I'm saying? All this madness. All right, we are set for the defense of the gospel. And woe is unto us if we teach not that gospel to you. Right? So, that's pretty much it, man. All right. And the thing is, it doesn't matter. All right. It doesn't matter if you don't believe. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing about a prophet. A prophet is just here to tell you what it is, to tell you what the Lord told us to tell you, to give you that warning. Either you believe it or not. Right? Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? There's actually an interesting quote from Dr. Ron Paul. Okay. And he said this years ago. He said, speak loudly, speak often, for they cannot unhear what we say. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. Like the scriptures say, the Lord Yahawah, he said, now that I've come, there's no cloak for their sins. You see? So I'm going to cut that there. I pray this lesson was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. This has been your brother Zakaria Allah, branched out here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. In closing, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawadah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and who teach well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.